You know, sometimes a novel isn't just a story. It's a descent. It's a journey into the absolute darkest corners of the human mind, where our demons, our real demons, start to take on a terrifying physical form. Today, we're diving into M. Kevin Hayden's Willow Rose, a book built on this really chilling idea that our deepest wounds can literally become the monsters that hunt us. Right from the opening line, the book just plunges us into this state of profound, crushing isolation. I mean, this isn't just a guy looking at the sky, right? This is a soul that is completely lost, searching for any kind of lifeline in a vast and different universe. This one sentence, it sets a tone of cosmic dread and personal despair that just echoes through the entire story. So, our journey begins under this unsettling omen in the sky, which is really a symbol of a world and a protagonist that's right on the verge of breaking. Okay, let's get the essentials out of the way real quick. Willow Rose is this fascinating blend of supernatural horror and psychological drama, and it's really aimed at readers who want more than just jump scares. This is for those of you who are interested in how trauma shapes us, and maybe, more importantly, how we can even begin to heal from it. Let's meet our guide into this darkness. Dr. Alder Peony. He's a burned-out ER doctor, totally haunted by addiction and past failures. And here's the key thing to get. The horror in this story doesn't create his torment. It just shows up to give his existing pain a name and a face. Alder's quiet, isolated world is about to be completely shattered by two mysterious arrivals: a very strange child and an ancient evil that literally feeds on human suffering. And boom, this is the moment everything changes. Willow Rose, the book's namesake, she doesn't appear as a victim. She's a catalyst. Her arrival kicks off this core theme that, sometimes salvation comes from the most unexpected and unlikely alliances you could ever imagine. And here is our monster. The Windigo in this story is not some simple beast. It's a manifestation of spiritual decay. It doesn't hunt bodies. It hunts souls that have been weakened by loneliness and pain. It is the perfect, terrifying metaphor for how our internal wounds can attract external destruction. This line gets right to the absolute core horror of the novel. The Windigo isn't just some threat out there in the woods. It's a mirror reflecting Alder's own demons back at him. The book makes it terrifyingly clear. Our unaddressed trauma doesn't just hurt us. It can fester into something that consumes us, body and soul. Which brings us to the heart of Willow Rose. See, this isn't just a story about being haunted. It's a story about healing. It's about that fight that we all face against our own personal monsters. Through his strange connection with Willow, Alder is forced to finally confront the ghosts he's been running from his whole life. And he learns the central lesson of the story. You just can't heal in a vacuum. Recovery isn't a solo journey. It requires the courage to finally accept help. So, what is this book really trying to tell us? Well, it argues that our modern world kind of fosters this deep spiritual loneliness. And that isolation, it makes us vulnerable. It suggests that true healing can only be found when we break that cycle by forging genuine and often really unexpected human connections. But the book doesn't just leave us there lost in the dark. It actually offers a path forward, a conscious choice to step back into the light. And this, right here, is the novel's ultimate thesis. Healing isn't passive. It's not something that just happens to you. It's an active, deliberate choice. It's the daily decision to reach for connection instead of retreating into the familiar pain of isolation. What's really amazing is that the novel even transforms its themes into a tangible challenge for us, the reader. It asks you to identify your own Willow Rose, that unexpected connection, and to name your Windigo, that one wound you've been avoiding. I mean, what a powerful call to action. All right, so we've explored the thematic depths. It's pretty heavy stuff. But how does Willow Rose actually hold up as a piece of literary horror? Let's get to the final verdict. We're giving Willow Rose a final grade of 7.4 out of 10, and that is a really strong score for a novel that is aiming for something much, much deeper than simple scares. Now, if you look at the breakdown, you can see where this book truly shines. Those high scores for practical application and impact potential, they show that its greatest strength isn't just the horror, but its powerful, almost therapeutic message about healing, a message that you can actually apply to your own life. So what's the trade-off here? Well, the book's major strengths are its deep psychological realism and its really meaningful theme-driven horror. The weaknesses, the tone can feel a little inconsistent at times, and its literary style, it might not be for everyone, especially if you're just looking for a straightforward supernatural thriller. If this kind of psychological deep dive really resonated with you, I've got 2 other books you should absolutely check out. The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones also uses folklore to explore unprocessed guilt, while Silvia Moreno Garcia's Mexican Gothic is just a masterful use of horror to dissect generational trauma. And all of this leaves us with a final, kind of provocative question. We usually think of horror as something that wounds us, that leaves a mark. But Willow Rose makes this really compelling case for horror as a tool for healing, a way to confront our darkest fears in fiction so maybe we can better face them in our own lives. What do you think? Can horror actually be a tool for healing? Let me know what you think down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the stories that shape us, make sure to follow and subscribe for more explainers like this. Thanks for hanging out.